YouTube, Crypto Boss here. Now we're going to go over my top 5 coins under $1. So remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy these coins, but I am watching these because I think a lot of these coins, especially with the recent pullback in the alt market, in the market in general, it's at 732 billion now. We were at close to 900 billion. I know that some people say that it was due to these Korean markets. I guess they're not on here with this coin, but the Korean markets were pumping up these prices, and Coin Market Cap ended up delisting the Korean markets or Korean exchanges from their site, and that dropped. But there's also been a recent pullback, right? Like, this is just normal for crypto. This is a good thing. And when you see these negatives, I see sort of buying opportunities. And I'm not saying to go out and buy these coins. I'm just going to briefly go over what each of these coins is. So the first one on the list, and this is not in any particular order, but the first one is Dent Coin, or Dent. So as you can see, let's see, over the past month, we've seen a pretty big rally. It was sitting at about 1 cent. It's hit all the way up to 8 cents now. So, 8x your money. I think it got all the way up to 11 cents. So if you would have bought down here in this range, you'd have been sitting at a 10x return in the course of a month, which is pretty wild. And this is happening all over the place, and especially with these small coin values, right? You're seeing some really, really crazy returns, and you can put in $100 to this and get a ton of coins. So that's why I wanted to make this video. Market cap is sitting around 1 billion, and I'll just kind of briefly go over what Dent is, and this is their website. You can go check it out. But basically, Dent Coin, or simply Dent, is the cryptocurrency behind the world's first mobile data exchange. So Dent is seeking to disrupt the global telecommunication industry. This is actually a pretty interesting project. I don't know how successful it's going to be. Like I said, this is kind of just speculation at this point because, a lot of these really small, I guess this isn't necessarily a small cap coin because it's sitting at almost $1 billion in market cap. But a lot of these altcoins are pure speculation at this point, speculating on the future of what their project could become. And so a lot of these coins are a bit overextended. It's just that simple. But that doesn't mean it's not going to get more extended, right? With all the hype surrounding crypto and all these altcoins and Bitcoin dominance going down to 34%, like, people are just searching for the next coin, and these are small value coins, which makes it easier for people to buy, or buy a lot of them, right? So the coin was launched through a crowd sale, which started on July 12th. The crowd sale, was scheduled, the last day happened on the 26th, I believe. The company behind Dent Coin is called Dent Wireless Limited. The goal of the company is to liberate the mobile data by enabling anyone to buy, sell, and donate data through the Ethereum blockchain. So the Dent Coin will lie at the center of this marketplace, right? It's basically a universal currency for the data markets on your mobile data plans. So it's pretty clear that over the past, few years, especially with the iPhone coming out back, well, that was a while ago, but with all these mobile phones and everything's going mobile, mobile data has become extremely valuable, and it's really become an important commodity for people in developed and underdeveloped parts of the world. So the Dent ecosystem will allow users to connect to one another across a blockchain platform to buy, sell, and donate their unused data allowances. So if you frequently overuse your data plan, or you never seem to use the massive amount of data that's available to you with your Verizon wireless data plan, through Dent, you could basically buy or sell your data to other people on the Ethereum smart contract ecosystem, right? So that's basically in a nutshell what Dent is. You can go to their website and check it out. This is what it looks like. I think this is a pretty cool coin. Next is Kin. So this one as you can see over the past week. Let's go back to a month. All right. So about a month ago, you're sitting at $0.000137 US dollars. And it's pretty much 9x growth since then, about a month ago. And so now it's sitting at $0.0009 US dollars. This is also a rather big market cap. I mean, it's not big, but it's not a small, tiny company, but it's almost at $1 billion or $750 million market cap. Obviously, these coins that I'm going over have huge circulating supplies. And look at the total supply. What is this, 10 trillion? So clearly there's a lot of coins going around, and it takes a lot of people buying this to move this price tag. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And make sure you do your research on these coins, right? This is in no way financial advice. This is just me going over these projects. So back to the Kin coin, right? So basically, what is Kin and why should people buy it, right? It's basically a new cryptocurrency that was created as a token on the Ethereum blockchain. So there's some commonality with Dent. It was created by Kik Interactive, the developers of the Kik Messenger app for smartphones. So if you've ever used that, that's, these are the developers from there. So the Kik Messenger app is a top 10 messenger app. It has like 15 million monthly users, which is a ton. Kik Interactive is a $1 billion company, and it's headquartered in Waterloo, Ontario, up in Canada. They have offices in Toronto, New York, and a few other places, I believe. But basically, Kin was designed to facilitate a digital sharing economy of equal opportunity. So basically, in layman's terms, this means that Kin wants to be a universal currency for applications that provide digital goods and services. So the idea is that anybody can provide a service and be fairly compensated for their work. So as a cryptocurrency, Kin will stand out from the more typical centralized digital currencies by having real liquid market value and by being fully decentralized so that no one person or entity controls its ecosystem. Basically, Kin is going to first launch, and I'm not fully aware if it has launched on the Kik app yet. I know they were scheduled to do it at the beginning of 2018, but developers of other apps and services, so basically they're going to launch it on their own messaging app, which has 15 million monthly users. But developers from other apps and services will be incentivized to implement Kin through the Kin rewards engine. Basically, in a nutshell, they're trying to reward content creators and service providers with Kin coins. So this isn't my favorite one on the list, but I mean, it's so cheap, and clearly it has a following at $712 million market cap. And if you look at the price charts, it's definitely taken a dip, but it's pretty common. That's what happens in cryptocurrency. But this coin is interesting, so I recommend going and reading about it a little more. But in a nutshell, they're just trying to reward people with Kin coins, and if you're a content creator, that can be kind of cool. And there's another coin that I'm going to go over that I think is doing this a little bit better. But the nice thing about Kin is they have a really big company that's backing them, and then they also have a huge platform to launch on. So this really could pick up steam with their 15 million active users that are going to be exposed to this once they launch it on their messaging app, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, we're going over ZeroX or ZeroX. I know that this coin is no longer under $1. Okay, when I had first thought about doing this video, it was roughly the new year, so somewhere in here, and it was at like 90 cents. And this is when I started doing a little research on it, and I didn't get to the video until today, so I apologize that this has skyrocketed up. I should have made the video before, but you win some, you lose some. But this company, ZeroX, is definitely has a much larger market cap. It's at 1 billion, a little over. They're doing, $78 million in 24-hour volume, which is really good. That's a lot. Their circulating supply is a bit smaller than the other one. I guess 1 trillion is the max, or what is that, a billion? So, yeah, I mean, 489 million coins out right now. It's still going to take a bit to move the ticker, but it's a lot less than we are sitting here at 756 billion coins to move this price tag. So here we go. What is ZeroX? So according to the white paper, ZeroX is an open protocol for decentralized exchange on the Ethereum blockchain. So obviously this is another Ethereum smart contract sort of project. And by the way, this is all good news for Ethereum. So if you're long on Ethereum, all these new smart contract coins that are coming out utilizing the Ethereum blockchain, it's a good thing to see if you like Ethereum. So basically, ZeroX is creating a protocol using Ethereum smart contracts for anyone in the world to operate a decentralized exchange. So my opinion on what's going to happen in 2018, especially with new tax laws and everything being throttled. If you look at Binance and Coinbase and Gemini and Kraken, like they're getting overwhelmed with new users. And so I think 2018 is going to kind of be the year of exchanges, whether it be centralized or decentralized. I think both will win. And I actually read an article that said the fastest growing business in the world right now are exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges. And so I think that trend will definitely continue, especially as more money pours into the crypto market, which is just bound to happen. If, to put things in perspective, this market cap at 732 billion, this is still less. This is the entire market cap of 1,400 different companies who are offering coins. And this market cap is still less than Apple. Apple's market cap is sitting around, 900 billion or something. That's one company in the S&P 500. So that gives you a little bit of perspective on how small the market really is. When everybody says it's a bubble, I kind of just look at them and say, okay, maybe certain coins are overextended, but the market in general is tiny. And, even though everyone's talking about it, doesn't mean everybody has their hard-earned dollars invested in it, which is okay. Maybe it's not for everybody, but anyway. So basically, ZeroX, their team, they believe that there will be, thousands of different Ethereum tokens in the future, and not Ethereum tokens, but different coins and tokens and businesses that are using the Ethereum blockchain. They think that there's going to be a ton of these things in the future, and they'll need to be trustlessly and efficiently exchanged for one another, right? So in short, like if you don't understand the difference between centralized and decentralized exchanges, I'll put it in perspective. So if you ever purchase digital currencies with the traditional payment method, like a bank account or a wire transfer, then that's a centralized exchange. Like centralized exchanges are really necessary for providing a fiat sort of on-ramp to the crypto markets. They're typically pretty easy to use. They're usually high performance trading, advanced tools and whatnot, kind of like GDAX, or even Gemini has some of that stuff. But the downside to centralized exchanges include they require trust. Like you have to trust this company that you're sending your money to. The central party could get shut down. They could get hacked. They could run away with customer funds. You have to trust them. So these risks led to the development of decentralized exchanges like EtherDelta or Oasis DEX. These allow people to trustlessly exchange through the Ethereum blockchain without needing to deposit their funds into the custody of a central party, right? So another big difference between centralized and decentralized is that the centralized exchanges can potentially be held legally accountable should any issues occur, whereas in a decentralized exchange, the accountability is not as apparent as the code could be considered law. So there's no altering the code. That's just the way it is. It's the law of the decentralized currencies, which is good. That's what makes it trustless. So, I mean, I believe that they're both going to play their own roles separately in the future, but ZeroX is almost like a decentralized exchange, but basically there's a few differences. So the primary downsides to many existing decentralized exchanges are that they're illiquid, they're slow, they're expensive, inoperable with one another. You can't exchange between each other. So for those operating order books on the blockchain, every new order or adjustment to an order goes through that blockchain. So this means they rely entirely on block times and incur network transaction fees for every single transaction. So ZeroX is basically trying to solve these inefficiencies by creating a standard protocol of orders being relayed off of the blockchain and only having them brought back onto the blockchain when the order needs to be settled. So ZeroX is not charging any fees to use their protocol, but anyone who decides to build a decentralized exchange on top of the protocol can decide to charge their own fees. So ZeroX has a pretty good founding team. I think they're definitely gaining some steam. Clearly, if you look at the price action, like, come on, here we go, just a nice upward trend. If you look at these trend lines, like, whew, it's looking pretty nice, pretty tasty over there. But they basically envision a world where every asset can be represented as a token on the Ethereum blockchain, and they include fiat currencies, stocks, gold, digital game items, etc. So basically, in a sense, they're trying to be like the underlying protocol for these decentralized exchanges that they envision will be popping up left and right over the next, year or so. And I apologize, I should have put you on this page. This is their homepage. So go read about this. The fourth one is going to be Cardano. I've touched on this before. I really like this project. This is one that I am invested in, but this is a rather big coin. I believe it's number 5 on the market cap list. It's at almost 20 billion now, which is pretty insane. Just a few days ago, it was over $1. I look at this as pretty much a buying opportunity. It's retraced, and yeah, it was a bit overextended up here because their platform is not perfect yet. They have a lot of work to do, and the founding team has, I think, until 2020 they're under contract to be working on this project. So I think there's a long way to go, and they know it, and they're continually updating things, and their website is legit. They update the roadmap frequently, but I'll give you a very brief overview. So ADA, which is what we're looking at, that's the coin underlying Cardano. Basically, Cardano is known as the Japanese Ethereum. And the reason they call it that is because I guess during the ICO, it was predominantly bought up by Japanese markets, right? So ADA is the coin of Cardano, and while ADA might seem like it's appearing out of thin air, who are just seeing it, it's actually really just getting started, and it's basically a decentralized, fully open source blockchain project that really is trying to solve all the inefficiencies that are happening with Ethereum. Ethereum is having massive growing pains, and that's a big problem. So, I mean, go watch my other video. I definitely do more in depth on Cardano. I kind of don't want to beat a dead horse, but go watch my other video on Cardano. I believe it's called Cardano for Dummies. So check that one out. And this is definitely one of my favorite projects. And you can go here and you can see the team, and you can see the transparency, audit reports, all this stuff. Like, this is stuff that's not very common in the crypto world. There's a lot of scams out there, but these guys are legit. They're a legit company. The last one I want to go over is Basic Attention Token. So as you can see here, let's see. So it crossed over the BTC line here. That was cool. Over the past week or so, I mean, we've seen just some steady growth, kind of ups and downs. These ups and downs are very common in crypto, so I'm not too worried about the charts. But they're sitting at $773 billion in market cap. They're doing a ton of volume. There's going to be 1 billion circulating coins. There's 1 billion. So that's a lot. So it takes a lot to move this ticker. But basically, what Basic Attention Token is doing is it's basically a system that's attempting to fix what's broken about the digital advertising space. So they imagine the solution as a triangle, which is why it's their logo. Basically, where the rewards flow from the advertisers to anonymized ad viewers and to publications providing quality content. So ad viewers can also reward publications through subscriptions or one-time tips. So these rewards are measured in tokens, which is the BAT token. They represent currency, but they also represent the literal attention of ad viewers. So this one's a little more difficult to explain and a little more difficult to actually understand, but more or less, they launched their own browser, which is, I believe, called the Brave browser. And you basically download it just like Safari or Google Chrome or whatever, right? Or Firefox. And actually, the guy who started Firefox is actually on this team helping develop this. But they launched this browser, and when you watch, say, a YouTube video, and you are a member of the BAT network and you have BAT coins, for watching an ad at the beginning of my YouTube video, you will get rewarded in BAT tokens just for watching it. And if you interact with that ad, you'll get more BAT tokens. And then if you liked the content that I created, you can reward me in BAT tokens. And so, I mean, a lot of people in the crypto space have heard of this, right? So for those of you who don't, I think like that's really revolutionizing the way advertising is working, because right now people are just paying absurd sums of money to get YouTube ads out in front of people, and everybody just clicks skip instantly. Well, now there's something in it for you to watch it, right? You don't have to like pull your hair out while watching some stupid ad that you get replayed on your freaking feed every 2 minutes. Now you can just, you're actually getting rewarded for watching these ads. And if you don't care about BAT tokens, or if you really like the content creator, then you can tip them. You can tip the advertiser. You can go to their advertiser's website. And the Brave browser is actually a really legit browser. So if you haven't checked it out, I actually really like it. This is the logo. But yeah, I mean, it's a privacy browser, which is cool. And I don't know, I like this project. I think it's cool. They have a really cool, or not a cool team, but they have a good team behind them that they've succeeded in the past. And I know this is a huge project, but you know, this is the last one that I could come up with that's under $1. So with that said, give me a few BAT tokens if you like this this video. If not, you know, don't give me any BAT tokens. But no, seriously, subscribe if you guys thought this content was helpful. If not, you know, tell me in the comments how bad I am at making YouTube videos. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. So I'll catch you all later.